So what's it like coming off caffeine? As somebody who's been talking about this now for years, I've wrote an Amazon bestseller on it, and I made a few videos to the point where I've had a few people comment recently, and over the past few months just asking about what my experience has been with that and where I kind of sit right now on it. So we're going to talk about that. So first, coming off caffeine, I think the thing I missed in the book, I'm going to make a revamped version of this. The book's still very good. Like you want the pleasure and pain mindset from that book. It helps you quit without withdrawals, or at least moderate. Like I'm to the point now where like I don't give a fuck. I'm indifferent to caffeine. And that's the thing. There's 3 stages of caffeine. And any type of drug. You can swap the word caffeine for literally anything: alcohol, nicotine. I'm sure if it's like a bit of a harder drug that has serious, like alcohol does have serious withdrawals, but it can be fatal. But for most people, it probably won't be that bad. But yeah, you replace replace caffeine with anything, and it works here. What I found was there's 3 levels. There's the person who never used it before; they don't really give a fuck. Then there's, once you start using it, you realize, oh, this thing gives me dopamine. It gives me that feel-good hormone in the brain, which that's what dopamine is. And it incentivizes you to use it again. And it makes you feel good. It fills you with this euphoria. Caffeine does it, nicotine does it, alcohol does it. Everything does it in its own different way, but with its own different side effects. Like, there's no good without bad. There's no light without dark. And I found when you get to that point where you start to use it, if you're someone who's dopamine driven, you have an addictive personality like me, you're going to use it more and more and more, and you're going to push the limits. And that's what I did. I was drinking like 5-6 cups of coffee a day, alcohol all the time. That wind is fucking awful. I don't know why I decided to record outside, but here we are. But yeah, I was overdoing it for sure. And I needed that period of sobriety where like I just pulled everything back and just went sober off everything and just kind of figured out how to do that. And that's the 3rd stage. Once you learn to do that and you realize you haven't had it, and you can use it like moderate, like a normal person, like every now and then, and not really give a fuck about it, you become indifferent. That indifference to it, like whether you have it or not, that's the last stage you want to be at. Either that or never use it in the first place, but I don't know. I think it's fun every now and then. Like I'll have a tea every now and then, I feel like pre-workout fucking blow my mind now because I haven't used a lot of caffeine in a while. It's a powerful thing, man. If you're sensitive to stuff like that, like people may think this is dramatic, but if you're really sensitive to stuff, like there's this older fella, I can't remember his name now, but he quit caffeine for like 3 months and he went and had a coffee. He said it was a euphoric experience. It was insane. But he also said that there was a lot of negatives to that, and it made him really antsy and anxious, and it fucked up his sleep that night because his body is just not used to it anymore. It's like there's a downside to it, and you need to understand that. I've been talking about that for a while now, but when you quit and you finally get to that indifference, like when you're trying to get to that indifference stage, what I found is, I mentioned this in one of my first videos on the channel a few years ago. Nothing really feels real. You get this like derealization effect, I found. And I think I never really mentioned that in the book. I think I mentioned a bit about dopamine, but I never really connected it. I think I'm gonna update that for sure, make a 2nd edition. But that's something I'm working on another book now on something else, and then I'm also working on building an app, which is a fitness. I'm just building it for myself because I want to use it. I might sell it, I might not. We'll see what happens. But I definitely just want it for myself because there's nothing on the market that's actually good right now. When I get that, I finish this book now that I'm doing on money and energy, and then I get onto that. I'm gonna go and revamp the caffeine one. But you're getting a sneak peek here. It's dopamine. That's what I was saying. Nothing feels real because you can't zone in. I think that's the issue. You get this out of body feeling when you come off anything, and it's because your brain. At least for me, I found I've heard other people. Tongue twister. I've heard other people say this. They've like had the same effect. Like they watch my video and like, dude, you're like, look, this is like looking in a mirror. This is so real. Like, this is exactly how I feel right now. Like, how does it get better? Blah blah blah. And like the right mindset helps a lot, and I try to give that. It's the pleasure and pain mindset, but. The other thing is you need to understand, like, your body is used to getting all this dopamine from this drug. And when you take that away, nothing is going to feel as interesting. There's not many things that give you such a high that's like caffeine and nicotine. Like, there's a few things. That's why I recommend in the book exercise. I always advocate heavily for exercise, for running, lifting weights, martial arts, sports. Sports is good. You get to hang out with other people. I guess so you do martial arts as well, but yeah. it gives you, that's why I found, like, when I came off it for the first time, nothing really felt good except that and like screen time, movies, and it fucks your dopamine. It makes everything else less enjoyable. It's like, if you ever notice this, you go to like in the woods or to a cabin or something, you don't have service for a few days, or you go somewhere where you're on a vacation, maybe you're not using your phone very much, and you're hanging out with a lot of people talking. When you go back on your phone, or you just go back to life, like, everything feels more exciting. And then imagine, compare that to when you scroll all day on your phone, and imagine you're like scrolling all day, 7 hours on your phone. You get off it, everything feels dull. It's because your dopamine sensors are fucked up. It's deregulated. Like, you're, I don't know if that's terminology, deregulated, but fuck it, we're going with it now. You're used to getting a certain level of dopamine, and then you take that away, and it kind of fucks your brain up. And we have so much, like, what I wrote in the book, but like, I read this in, I guess I'll talk about that goddamn book. I always relate, it's my Bible, man. I just look back, when it comes to like quitting any addiction, I just look back to it. So I always mention it, but I read in another book about super normal stimuli. And this is what we have in the world today. Like, we have so many like unnatural dopamine sources that hijacks your brain's reward pathways. And this is what happens with caffeine, it happens with nicotine, it happens with social media especially. That's a very, very big one. But yeah, so if you are experiencing that, just learn to, I'll give you just a few things. Come off it slowly, learn to ramp down, and learn to be okay with or without it. If you're constantly thinking about it and obsessing over it, even when you quit, like, it's not good. You just need to learn English. You need to learn to be indifferent. And to do this, have the pleasure and pain mindset. You need to stop viewing caffeine as pleasurable, view it as painful. Think about all the times you woke up and you're tired as shit with it. And all the times versus all the times when you were a kid and you didn't need it, you had all this natural energy. That's how you want to view it. Associate moderation or quitting or whatever, this indifference feeling, with pleasure and having sovereignty over your own life, and then view whatever your vice is as painful, and think of the hard times. Don't think of the good times. When everyone goes to quit, they think, oh my god, I miss alcohol so much, whatever. They want to do like a month sober, and it's the hardest thing in the world because they miss that good feeling. But you need to remember the bad feeling. Put that in your mind, and then you'll be able to quit anything. That's literally the trick. I got that from Tony Robbins. It's a great mindset. So you can apply that to anything. It can be caffeine, nicotine, alcohol, and maybe you'll be the kind of person, once you get that experience, like if you're so addicted to something, you kind of need to come off it and let your brain kind of recalibrate, and then decide, hey, can I introduce it in smaller doses, or will I get swept up and it destroy my life again? Like, alcohol, man, that can be a tricky one. If you're like someone who's struggling alcoholic, like, if you don't think you can do it in a healthy way, like a normal way, then, not that normal's really healthy these days, but if you can't do it in a healthy way, like, just stay off it. But if you are somebody who wants to test it, like, you just keep that pleasure and pain mindset in place. Like, have it every now and then pull back, and then have other things in your life that you can use to, hold you up. Like, don't let just all these like alcohol, nicotine, caffeine, don't let those be the things that give you pleasure. Let them be a celebratory thing. Don't drink out of desperation, drink out of celebration. That's the best way to look at it. Because if you're doing it to get out of a hard time, it's not practical. You're digging yourself into a pit. Like, if you're really, really tired and you keep drinking caffeine every single day to get through it, you're not properly resting. So instead, if you're like, hey, I'm working today, I'm feeling good, maybe let's have a tea. Going out with a buddy, yeah, let's maybe hit a pre-workout, like half a scoop pre-workout or some shit. Like, just do it as a celebratory thing, and don't let yourself get swept up. When you get swept up, that's when things go bad. So, I don't know. It's been a bit of a ramble. I've been a little all over the place, a little more tired. I've been working a little too hard. But hopefully this helps. In case you missed it, I might have mentioned it a couple times, maybe like once in this video, and definitely not like 70 times. If you want to grab the book, link in the description. Shameless plug for the 80th time. But yeah, if you get any questions, leave in the comments below. Let me know also where you are. If you made it to the end, you have the attention span of a Buddhist monk. So that's impressive. That's impressive these days for YouTube. So if you made it to the end, let me know where you're at with caffeine or whatever addiction you're managing. And if you want any advice on that, just shoot it in the comments and I'll probably answer your questions. So yeah, hope this helps. See you in the next one.